Well, here it comes.
It's that 4-fan roll, yeah, we ride real slow. Texas bass hitting while the Carolina flow. From the whistles to the winds, every tale they record. Adam and Jack hold it down on 4th and Ward. Southside swing with the coach and Lord. Real life stories, yeah, they back for more. Turn the beat up loud, let the truth restore. You locked in now with the 4th and Ward.
Oh, I just got a good text, Jack. So
Yeah.
had a JV. I didn't have a JV track meet, but our track coaches had to go to one today. But apparently, we just got the message in the group chat that there's leftover witch in the fridge in the old team room. So I think my lunch tomorrow is now set.
I haven't had witch in a minute.
Yeah, there's a mall down there in San Antonio, down on the Riverwalk. That's got a food court. So whenever I go down to coaching school, I usually find my way into that food court. I get witch. I don't know like what it is. Something about when I'm down there. It's a nice, easy walk, and then I get loaded. Order it online. Just grab it when I get there. Not too bad.
They closed the one down in Greenville, so I don't even have the chance anymore.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for any kind of sub shop. Even, before Subway got outrageous with the prices, like, I didn't mind Subway. Like, if I got that sandwich looking nasty, like, just all the mayonnaise and whatever, like, thrown in there, like, to me, I'm good with that. But, yeah, I love a good sandwich. Firehouse. I like Firehouse.
I'll tear up some Firehouse.
Jersey Mike's or Firehouse?
There's a little deli. It was called Empire Deli over near the mall in Greenville. And let me tell you, that place used to slap. I don't think they own it anymore. I think they transferred ownership. But man, I used to get a cheesesteak over there.
Yeah.
I had Jersey Mike's the other night too. Jersey Mike's is a sleeper.
Jersey Mike's, I wouldn't even call it a sleeper. I think it's I think it's up there.
Yeah, it was really good. I was tearing it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I got food on my mind, so we had like a Passover experience simulation at our church tonight. So anyway, we had all us like every little, I don't even know how I'm trying to describe this. We had like tables arranged, right? There were some food samples of Passover type meals, and we're talking about that week leading up to the crucifixion and stuff like that. Well, anyway, so it's me and my wife and the 3 older kids. The little guy was back in the nursery, but my middle child is super picky, right?
Yeah.
So whenever they're pulling out, the radish and all the apple cinnamon thing, they got the bread that's like a saltine cracker, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say when it got passed around to him, he's just like, oh, no, I ain't touching that. I ain't touch that. But the grape juice, the wine, the grape juice, right? Boy, they were tearing that up.
You can't beat it. I got in trouble one time, I remember growing up, because let's see, first you get the bread, right? And then you get the juice. Is that right?
No, you got to reverse.
Reverse, okay, yeah. And so what I did was...
Need to go to church, buddy.
Well, it's one or the other. I couldn't remember. I would save my juice for the bread because I needed something to wash the bread down with,
Yeah.
And I remember Mom saw me doing that one time. She got real mad, and then one time we stayed after to help clean up, if I recall, and they had 10 little grape juices left, and I just hammered all of them. Like, I was extra holy that day. I was just tearing them up.
Like
So
the
good.
grape juice, it's all the same, right? The bread, the communion wafers, like there's some that hit. There's some that you're like, oh no. Like,
yeah, there's some that are delicious, and then there's some that are like Civil War rations. Like whatever that hardtack or whatever they called it, the brick they used to give soldiers.
We had one time in church. It was like styrofoam, but I can't even remember what that type was. Do you remember that one?
A little disc.
It was a little disc.
Just like melted like a Listerine strip. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what that was.
Anyway, no, we got to chill out. We're going to go to hell. Happy Easter, everybody that's tuning in. Happy Easter to you guys. Just remember the reason and all that. But Jack, you been enjoying your spring break? We're recording this on a Wednesday, so you're about halfway through.
Yeah. I'll say first day was definitely some R&R. Didn't do much. Kind of jumped in some projects that I've been meaning to get to. Got some yard work
Okay.
done. Got I don't think you can see it on the camera, but I got a 3D printer.
That's new. That's a
So
new
I've been
addition.
that's a new wormhole I've been diving down. Just building random stuff. I actually got a sign in the works, a 4th and Ward sign, light up LED sign in the
Oh, okay.
works.
Now that's sick. I support this is with the
Yeah,
3D printer?
with the 3D printer.
Okay, that's sick. I support that now.
Yeah, so it'll be pretty sweet. It'll take me a little bit to get it done, but first print, had to do it. If you know, you know. I had to make a benchy, a boat. Apparently, this is the first print everybody does on their 3D printer, and so I had to do that for everybody else. But I also printed a statue of myself and gave it to my fiance.
Wow. Do you have it on you, or does she
I
take it to
don't. It's
work
in
or
the other
something?
room, but it's like this
Oh,
big, just a bust of me, like my headshot from school, and so I'm wearing
you
a
know what?
polo.
Run and grab it. I got to see this. Can
You
you
want
run
to
and
see
grab
it?
it?
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I'll
want
go
to see
get
it.
it.
Run and grab it. It's fine. We'll pause the recording for a second. Right.
All
He
right,
is back.
we get plugged back in here.
Can we do a drum roll on the, let me see this little soundboard. Oh, I think we've got a drum roll. Drum roll. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's detailed.
So I only had orange filament, right? And so I'm making a new one out of gray, and I gotta paint it and get the beard right. I'll try to get it to focus on it.
I was about to say
There
that.
it
Oh,
is.
wow. That's perfect. That's crystal clear. That's clean. How did you
What
do that?
What's crazy is it picks up on like the horseshoe and the Jordan logo on my polo, and it doesn't look too much like me. But I think once I get the beard, painted on or whatever,
Are you going
and
to
I
paint
use
the
an
beard?
actual skin color instead of orange, that
That
might help.
is, that.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna make it. Let's see, probably I'll make a version that's this big, and I'll put it behind me so everybody can see it when it's
That
done.
is
But
legit. Bravo, sir. I mean, how are
yeah,
you? Is it kind of like the coding thing? Like you just once you got the 3D printer, it was like I've got to
yeah,
go all in now.
yeah.
I
The
got you.
Tylenol was kicking in, and yeah, just one of those things,
Dang. All
rabbit
right.
hole.
Well, you needed something to occupy your time on spring break, but Jack, we actually been getting hit up on the text line.
Okay.
So while I am pulling up the text line, great reminder, guys, the official hotline, text line, call in line, whatever, you can shoot text in with questions, comments, you name it. You can drop a voicemail. We can play it on air. All right. It is 469-726-9875. All right. That's 469-726-9875. We will put it in the show notes as always. It is also on our official website, fourthandward.com. That's the number 4, THANDWARD. But again, that is all in the show notes as well. But you remember our team of the week last week, Jack? Canal Winchester?
Yeah.
Right there near the Barber Hall of Fame, right outside of Columbus, Ohio. Was that where we were looking at? Right?
Yeah, it was a suburb of Columbus. Yeah.
All right. So I got a message from Liam. Okay. Hey, my name is Liam. I'm born and raised in Canal, Winchester. The stadium you want to look at is the one with the black track. The stadium is under renovation and has been changing for the past few years. The 3 uniforms they have are white, black, and maroon. They've had their logo since the 1920s. So I hope
Jeez.
this helps with some more context on Canal,
Okay.
Winchester. They were the Indians, right?
Yeah, they were the
I believe
Indians.
so. Yeah, because we
Shout
talked
out
about how
that guy. Ask and
Yeah.
you shall receive.
Exactly. That's what Fourth and Ward Nation is all about, guys. We appreciate y'all. We got listeners all over the place. And Liam in Canal, Winchester, we asked for a little more insight on the Indians, and he provided for us. Thank you, Liam. We really appreciate that.
So they've had that logo since the 20s, he said?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Wow.
When was the Redskins logo?
That's exactly where I was going. Let's see. The yellow Native American man in profile inside a yellow circle was introduced in 1972. Canal Winchester was
Okay.
the OG.
Who had the first? I've seen a lot of schools that had that. It's the circle. It's got the feathers off the back of the circle, right? And then it's got, the Redskin logo, or it's got like Canal Winchester had their CW, right? What was the original logo that utilized that circle with the feathers on the back? Now my Tylenol's acting up.
See if I can find that. Yeah, that's going to be hard to find.
That's a deep dive right there.
I mean, you would think it would have been the Redskins, but I mean, Canal Winchester had it 50 years before them. So
This is a good little trivia question. We add this to the, we got to put Canal Winchester on the Fourth and Wardle database. That can be their fun fact. They've had their logo since the 20s.
they should already be on there. Remember that we had a discussion after last filming.
Yes, guys, I don't know if we talked about it on here, but if you nominate a team of the week to go on the wheel, they automatically get put in the database for Fourth and Wardle, our daily puzzle game located at fourthandward.com. Yeah, so fantastic. So they should already be on there. We just won't know when their day's coming. But if I see anything about a logo from the 20s or they're in the town Canal Winchester outside of Columbus, that might be the day to give away. Little spoiler alert for you guys.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. It looks weird, by the way. I did yard work today, and so I'm like leaning back in my chair. I got my camera zoomed in a little more.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I haven't been doing this the whole time, because it's about.
Yeah, no, you got to hit that lean, dude. I got my lean going there. I had to raise. I got this fancy raised desk now, so I can like lean on back with it. This makes it so much more comfortable.
It is so much good. All right, so that is called the Native American profile in a circle.
Is the Redskins logo?
That's what that like. Yeah,
That circle with the feathers is okay. It has a name. I mean, I see a bunch of teams use it. Gaffney out there. We talked about this last week. They use it out there in South Carolina.
I don't know if we're gonna have a good answer for this because
the world will never know.
All right, here we go. Oh, this is giving me a hole. It says the Blackhawks debuted that Native American profile in a circle logo in 1926. But when was Canal Winchester?
He said the 20s. He didn't give a specific year.
Okay.
Could it have started in Canal Winchester and then the Blackhawks use it and then it evolves from there, or maybe vice versa? But the Blackhawks are Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be, I mean, Midwest. I don't know. That might be one for the comments. Maybe somebody listening now can be our, they can send a message in if they got any insight. They can do their own research and help us out. It seems like Jack is running into a wall here.
Yeah. I'm hitting a big wall here.
That's going to keep you up at night now. That's all right. We got plenty of other questions. We can look back here in the hotline. Let me see here. All right. We had Ellis drop a question to us. Hey, Coach, do you have any advice for recruitment? I will send my brother the video. He is currently committed to an NAIA school down in Arizona. Again, that's from Ellis. Jack, any recruitment advice? Anything you've kind of seen? We kind of talked about it a little bit. It's getting harder and harder for high school kids to get recruited.
And yeah, I mean, with NIL and stuff at the Division I level, it's very hard. If that's your aspiration, I mean, top, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's getting to the point where it's like top, I don't even know how many, but elite prospects are the ones going direct to Division I. And then almost like everyone else is going either FCS Division I or D2, D3, and then playing a year or two, then going D1. And it's hard, but I'm of the mindset of, look, if you're good enough to play, college coaches will find you.
Yeah.
That's not to say there are things you can't do to help, but for the most part, if you're good enough to play, they will find you.
Yeah.
You can go to camps, make sure your Twitter's accessible, Huddle Link's accessible out there. And I mean, it doesn't hurt to reach out to them on Twitter or something. Just share, hey, coach, this is yada, yada, yada. Don't send them a whole novel. Just tell them kind of the highlights, GPA, measurements, maxes, link to your film, boom, right?
Yeah.
Because they're probably getting 1,000 DMs a day. And so
guaranteed.
You really need to stand out with your film or your measurements, your metrics to kind of stand apart and get their attention. But if you're good enough, they're going to find you.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the main thing is going to be the eye test, right? If there's somebody coming to your school just to like scout and do things like that, the first thing they look at is the measurables, right? Is he this tall? Can he run this fast? Can he bend a little bit? All that kind of stuff. But it's just getting so competitive. I think I remember the stat being like 3% of all high school football players will play in college, and that's every level of college, if I'm remembering right.
I know we have that graphic posted in the wall, actually, on the wall at the school. Keep going though. I'll find it.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, so that tells you right there that 97% of the guys aren't playing in college, period. Okay. So that cuts out a lot of folks. And now you're talking about if you're trying to go higher Division I in the current state of things, like it's just even more selective. But like you said, you've got your Twitter page, right? That kind of works as a resume. Now I feel like here in the last decade or two, that's really taken off with Twitter being a huge part of the recruiting process. But, making sure you're getting with your position coach at the high school. One thing we do as we go through the season is we tag highlights for our position players, our position groups. And then after 3 games, we make a 3-game highlight tape. After, maybe our non-district schedule halfway through, right? We make a highlight tape. And then an end of the season one that's just the best clips that we got. And when you're doing it through your coach, like we go to clinics and stuff, we hear what these college coaches want to see on a highlight tape.
Yep.
Whereas if you just put it up to yourself, I don't know how many times, Jack, kids will get on their own huddles, tag their own plays that they think's a highlight when they're getting mollywopped at the beginning of the clip, and then they somehow make a tackle 10 yards downfield.
I'm glad you said that because that is so true. Like, even if your coaches don't do how y'all do and y'all tag them, don't just send that link out there. You can tag them on your own, that's fine, but meet with your coach and be like, hey, can you look through these real quick? Because I guarantee you, same exact thing like you just said. There's a kid who got blown up. I mean, driven 10 yards off the ball, spins out of it 10 yards away from the ball, and the running back just happens to cut back that way.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of there and makes a tackle. I'm like, buddy, you played defensive end. You made the tackle 15 yards back. I mean, it ain't no hustle play. You got your tail whooped and just got lucky. Take that off of there right now. Definitely get with your coaches and kind of go through your film before you just send that thing out there because that's your resume.
I'm telling you guys, we go to these clinics and stuff, and we're talking with position coaches and things like that. Like sometimes they've gotten really savvy with it now. They've got an exact checklist for like the types of plays they want to see on highlight tapes. And so again, we've got that stuff. We've got that knowledge base. We've got those notes. All right. And we're kind of tagging what we consider to be a highlight play based on these criteria. It is not, because you played 40 snaps in a game, all 40 of those are not meant to be on a highlight tape. Like
exactly,
the really good ones, they're going to have several plays in a game where they're the most dominant player on the field. Okay, if you're super elite, and that's going to make the highlight tape, right? And by the end of the season, you got your maybe 3-4 minute collection of them all. But if you just leave it up to some of these cats, like they'll clip their JV tape, freshman tape, and it's like, buddy, they're not. If they cut the film on and they see it's still daylight, and they don't see decals on the sticker on the helmets, like they know they're watching freshman and JV film. They're not either. They're exiting out.
And look,
if they even open.
Yeah, and you got maybe a minute, 30 seconds to a minute to really catch their attention.
Yeah.
They can't. I mean, load up the front portion with your best. Like, catch your attention, right? You don't. I mean, if you're reading a book, you read one page, you got to be interested to keep reading. It's the same exact principle.
Yeah.
Catch their attention, and then you can layer them in after that. But, I mean, I was guilty of it too. Like, when we played, first off, the first half of my high school career, maybe even 3/4, we were doing the old DVDs films, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Burning about 10 DVDs.
And then Huddle came around, and it wasn't like it is now, but basically I was able to tag my plays. There wasn't no link. I downloaded it, burned DVDs, and mailed DVDs to coaches, right? Here's the problem. I look back at my highlight because I think it's still on there now. I go watch it now as like a coach now. And I'm like, God, because I didn't go through my coach, I did it after the fact. And he even got on me at the time. Coach Cowan, shout out to him. He's like, we should have gone through this together before you paid money to get DVDs and everything. And I was like, well, and I was sending that thing to Clemson, like, come on now. I mean, the delusions of a high school athlete are insane, but.
Yeah. But they're young too. I mean, they're young. You don't know, and you got to ask. You got to talk to your position coach. Yes. I mean, and if you don't have the measurables, then the tape that you put on there has got to be stuff that's like, hold up now, what happened? Like we
Yeah.
had an undersized corner. It's been a few years now. Undersized guy, skinnier, maybe a hair shorter than kind of what the prototypical, Division I guy kind of looks like in terms of the eye test. But the dude had blocked like 2 or 3 field goals that year. So what do we put at the very beginning of his highlight tape is 3 straight blocked field goals, just so that they're like, hold on now. Like, says he's a corner, but this guy, he's got some special team promise, right? Maybe he's got that right jump. He's got that knack for just timing things up. And then we roll into some of his defensive clips, and they're solid, right? But it's something that hooks them right at the beginning, keeps them watching. Don't worry about the music and stuff on a huddle highlight. Whenever I was in college and I would go into the coach's office after I stopped playing and I was just like working and helping out and stuff, I'd go in their office and they're watching film, right? Highlight tapes and all that kind of stuff. They're all wearing their own AirPods and they're listening to their own music. Like they're not listening to the generic beats on huddle highlight tape. So
Yeah, I can
don't
still
even waste
remember
your time.
Mine's like dun 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 dun, and just repeats. I'm telling you, every time I watch that thing, I get more and more like just embarrassed almost.
But yeah, dude, I'm glad Huddle kind of wasn't around yet, wasn't big yet, because I would be so embarrassed. Like I was trash in high school, but it's all good. We made it.
I got it playing in my background here just to give me some embarrassment while we go. But you know who that kid you were talking about reminds me of? The one, the special teams demon?
Yes.
Justin Bethel. See, that reminds me of.
Presbyterian College alum right there.
Made a career off of that.
Dude, played in the league for almost a decade.
Made the Pro Bowl, did he not?
Yeah. Special teams Pro Bowler twice, I think, 2 or 3 times. Yeah, he's legit. And like you said, he was a really good 1AA DB, right? But he made his money blocking punts, blocking field goals, things like that, league, just because he proved that he could do. And he was, good enough to be on a roster as a defensive player, but he was going to make his money on special teams. Same thing from high school to college, right? There's a lot of units that have to get fielded on a college football roster. So make yourself marketable, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, I had another one. This is from Coach B. All right. We talked last week about the state powerlifting meet. Okay. We had the debate about doing a handstand on the scale.
Okay.
Remember this?
I don't remember a debate. I remember empirical evidence saying it doesn't work. But okay,
so an empirical study said that it doesn't make a difference and it might even make you heavier. Okay. That is what a research-backed, peer-reviewed study.
It did state, though, it could cause measurement error, which may be what they're going for.
That's true. That's true. Just
like machine error, not lighter. Yeah.
Well, so I'm at state, all right, for the folks that hadn't listened to last week's yet, I'm at state and I see a guy, he's overweight. He then does a handstand on the scale and he's underweight. He's able to compete. Okay. All right. Coach B chimed in. He said he had a lifter do a handstand for a minute before getting on the scale and it worked. He made weight. So this was a handstand not on the scale. He's off to the side doing a handstand for about a minute. Then he goes and gets on the scale and he's underweight. That's from Coach B. He's out here in Texas. How do you think that works, dude? I can't make heads or tails of that.
Did he like just fart a lot in the air, like air? Like, but
warm
air
rises, yeah. Hot air rises. So if your butt's in the air, yeah, maybe you're leaking out some gas. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I find it hard to believe. But I mean, if it happened, it happened. I don't pretend to know everything in this world. I was just reading what that one study said.
It was a legit study.
Handstand before is like even worse, like in my mind.
Yeah, because what's that going to change?
But I'm not calling Coach B a liar. I ain't calling him a truther. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know.
I'm just telling you, the kid that did it at state on the scale, he made weight. Again, that could be machine error. Though doing it beforehand, I really can't make heads or tails.
Yeah, I don't
like how that would help you out.
There are studies that are flawed. Maybe that one was flawed.
There are.
Maybe.
Yeah, there are.
I don't know. Doesn't seem, I mean, that just seems insane. A handstand
While we're
before.
talking about this one, all right, we did get another chime in. This was a hot button issue, I guess. We got another one on the text line. This is from Adam D. He says, I'm a THSPA judge, and it's not in the rule book that you can't do a handstand on the scale. He said he's never heard of that before. And that's coming from a judge, a powerlifting judge. Adam D, shout out to you for reaching out
What
He's
was
our
the
judge.
association? The Texas High School
It's the THSPA,
Powerlifting Association?
Texas High School Powerlifting Association.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's not in the rule book that you can't do that. He said he had never seen that before. I saw it for the first time, heard about it for the first time while I was at state. And then Coach B from out here in Texas said he had a kid do the handstand before getting on the scale, and it got him underweight. All right. So there is a
And look,
lot of gray area.
Coach B, if you're listening, I'm not coming at you or nothing. If it happened, it happened. You know, we ain't scientists. I'm
No.
just saying that's
I teach
crazy.
astronomy.
I don't know what kind of, I don't even know what is going on there, but if it happened, it happened. That's kind of nuts. I mean,
But, you know, it kind of is interesting, though, like some of these superstitions that get brought up, especially in, you know, I feel like a sport like baseball, a sport like, I guess, powerlifting now. You know, there's these sports where like those rituals and superstitions and like little just things you can do. So we talk about the squat suits in powerlifting, right? How they are meant to like hold you all in, and then while you're squatting, it helps bring you back up and stuff. So I had seen, it was one of our guys actually, he first meet we did, and he was one of our better lifters. He qualified for state eventually. So he'd been around the block. When he goes up to deadlift, he puts the squat suit on backwards and said that helps with your deadlift.
sorry,
So
I'm not trying to look like a spooky guy right now.
in the squat suit itself, all right, all the tightness, if you're wearing it correctly, all that tightness and stuff is obviously in your rear, it's in the legs, right? Because that's what it's trying to propel up. But when he would go do the deadlift, he would go to the restroom or locker room or whatever, put the suit on backwards so that all that tightness is now in the front. And he said that helped.
Helped
Can you
what?
make? That's what I'm saying. But then, hey, here's how it starts, right? So he's at the deadlift and he's pretty solid. So all these other guys in his weight class start seeing this because they're like, hey, man, you put your suit on backwards. He's like, I know, I did this on purpose. It helps. Jack, I promise you that next go around, 5 other guys got their squat suits on backwards doing deadlift. Like, this is how it all starts. It starts with one guy just doing something a little different, and then it just spreads like wildfire, right?
What? Okay, so I'm just trying. I don't even know what these suits look like, to be honest. So
All right. Let's see here.
I'm thinking like a singlet.
No,
like,
it is
but
a
like
lot more
neoprene.
It's in the shape of a singlet,
but it's heavier weight.
but it is a like composite material that is extremely tight and like a lot more thicker, I guess. So I'm trying to find like one of the brands that we use. I mean, I'll just pull up this picture of this guy right here, I guess. See if I can make this full screen. Let me see if I can share this now. All right. Oh, that's not going to help us out. All right. How do you zoom in on this thing? Do you know how to zoom in on this, Jack?
Do you have a trackpad?
It's a trackpad. I got no clue what a trackpad is.
You got a Mac, right?
Yeah, it's a Mac. Shift is the old-fashioned way. All right. Can we see this a little better now? All right. So here's the dude wearing a squat suit. All right. So you can see how tight it is on his legs, right?
Okay.
All right. It is like a thick material. Like it's a singlet shape, obviously, right? But I'm telling you, like what it's made of.
Is it made of like knee brace material, like knee sleeve material?
Knee sleeve material is a better way to put it. Yeah, like the soft knee braces, you know what I'm talking about? Like that are just
a
kind of
Mueller black.
Yeah, a
with
lot
the
like that.
circle on the.
Yeah, it's like a composite kind of material, like very thick stitching and stuff. So, I mean, all the tension is in the hips and stuff right here and on the back end. So that when this guy's at the bottom of his squat, it's almost easier going up because the suit is wanting to get back to its original conformity. Does that make sense? Right.
He's got a belt on too.
Dude, these guys get all these equipped lifters, like knee wraps. All right. First of all, those suck. Like it sucks to wrap knees. One, I cut my finger open. No, it's the same material, like this thick, like doesn't want to bend, but you got to yank it tight, wrap it around the knee, and you got to work it around and then knot it off at the end so that, you know, it takes a lot of pressure off the knees, but it makes the knees want to straighten out, right? So again, just trying to get you, I guess, as much advantage as possible.
Why do they allow this?
You want that weight to go up, dude. I would say, like, I'm old school, so I would say that lift unequipped, right? That's how the good Lord intended it. Is it still sharing my screen? Hopefully not.
No, but just feels like, I don't know, man. That's just weird to me. I think you
Anyway,
should do it all natural.
that's how I'm saying, like, do it all natural. How it was rationalized to me was, there's been advancements in football. There's been advancements in all these other sports in terms of the equipment. Try to get my camera to focus again.
Yeah,
So
but those
why
are
shouldn't this
protective.
sport, why shouldn't advancements?
I agree. Football
Like,
advancements, are we talking shoulder pads and helmet? Those are protective. Like, those don't help you throw the ball further. There's no sleeve you put on that slingshots your arm forward.
bionic arm.
You know what I mean? And like knee
Yeah.
braces, okay, if you got knee problems, then that I can get that. I can get behind a knee thing. Sure.
What about like cleats that are lighter so that in theory you run faster?
I feel like that's just different though.
What about
Like, if
track
you wanna
spikes that are lighter so that
If
in
you want to make
theory,
lighter, I don't know, neoprene suits to lift less weight, sure. I don't know, man. That just feels too much.
like,
I'm
cheap
not a
little bit?
powerlifter though. I don't know.
I think, well, here's what I think, all right? I think secretly they want the weights every year to keep
Just
like,
go up.
I want like the more videos we get of kids squatting 800, 900 pounds or whatever. I saw a video of a kid from 2017 squatted 1,025 pounds. Yeah, some kid out of Texas, all right? Yeah, I know. Big old boy.
Did he have like ankle wraps and everything?
Well, he was wrapped up to hell and back, yeah. He was
I
all
hope
wrapped
so.
up.
If he had 1,000 pounds on, oh
It's
my
a
God.
pretty gnarly video if you look it up sometime. But anyway, I think that's some of it. I think, sure, there is that, like, let's see what we can get away with. But one of my buddies powerlifted in Louisiana. It's a sport there, too. And he said they didn't have any of the equipped stuff. Like, it was all just, you could do knee wraps, I think is what he said. But they didn't have, like, these bench shirts and things like that. But anyway, I didn't mean to go down a whole rabbit hole on this. I just
And
saw
I'm not saying anybody who uses these is breaking the rules or anything. If it's the norm in the sport, it's the norm in the sport. I mean, it is
Yeah.
what it is. But I don't think to say, well, all these other, the only one I could consider a reasonable argument would be like saying baseball bats have improved, because that could help you hit the ball further.
Yeah, and I think they even got so good that they had to, like, dumb them down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They had, like,
Yeah.
it was getting dangerous how good those kids were getting with the bats. It was in college, right, that they had to take the bats down a notch
I
just
think
because
so, yeah.
those sweet spots were getting so crazy.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees had those crazy bats. Was that last year that the Yankees had those, like,
The odd shape with like the round, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, I think they even tried to outlaw those after there was like that weekend where they hit an ungodly amount of home runs or something, and it all came out. But yes, I don't know. The debate continues. This was actually, I think, the
Interesting.
first year they had unequipped, like, state and regionals and stuff. This was the first year where you could be unequipped.
Dude, I was just looking at, holy crap. I was looking at like the benefits or like the weight increases that these things can provide.
On a bench, if you have a $300-400 bench shirt and you know how to use it, you can add 150 pounds to your bench press. Like,
That's
easy
what it
money.
says. It says 50 to 150 pound increase depending on the shirt. Squat is 50 to 200 pounds depending on the suit.
I can believe that.
And a deadlift suit is a thing.
Really?
Or if you flip it around backwards, I guess maybe, but 30 to 100 pounds increase.
Wow. Yeah, it's a sport where you can buy 500 pounds if you know how to use that stuff.
And maybe that's what I don't like about it. It seems like an access issue. Like,
yeah, and it is,
you know what I
like,
mean?
like for us, like here in the last 5 years, I would say the program's grown a good bit. But for a while, it wasn't necessarily a team that you go to some schools around here, like, we talk about like Duncanvilles, Allens, and all that when it comes to football. There's some schools that are like those caliber, but it's powerlifting, and like everybody's got their own custom this, that, and the other. But like for us, like we don't necessarily have that. Like, we'll do they just in the last 2-3 years for powerlifting started doing a fundraiser just to try to provide more shirts and things like that. But it ain't like every lifter we got's got custom stuff. So there's a little bit of an access thing.
And this says that some federations or some organizations actually do different divisions for equipped versus raw. Raw being knee wraps.
We have that now in Texas, unequipped and equipped.
Well, then what are we talking about? Then we're good, as long as they're split.
Yeah, they're split. Yeah, but this was, I think, the first year where unequipped was officially split.
So they just now. Then I'm good with
I
it.
think.
Yeah.
This is my first year doing it too, so it's been a learning curve for me. But anyway, I didn't mean to go down that side note. We didn't get a name on this message in the text line, but somebody dropped one that says, "What exactly is spring football?" So I guess they heard us talking about that, and we got spring football here in about 3 weeks. I think is when we're going to start up.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting that because apparently, Jack, not all places have spring football.
So there's 4 seasons, right? There's fall, spring, and summer. And football is a game, American football. And so it's American football in the spring is what it is. No, I'm just being a jerk. But I mean, that's a good question. For us, it's kind of limited in what we can do. But we get, I think, 10 days in May to practice as a football team in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on your state, their organization, the rules, that kind of thing, there's certain periods you can practice, can't practice, all that kind of stuff. And so it just gives us extra 10 days in the spring to get some extra practice time in with equipment, like with helmets and pads on, legit practice. And we don't necessarily do the whole full equipment thing, just so we can have some of the younger 8th graders come out and practice with us before the summer.
Yeah.
And they can't be out there with full pads or anything with high school kids. So we kind of mix it just so we can get a little bit of time with the younger guys, just to kind of get them acclimated, get them working with the older guys, because they'll be working with them all through the summer. And you don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to just throw them in with all the upperclassmen at the first day of summer workouts. I mean, that's essentially all it is. It's kind of a spring practice period that's open for us.
Yeah, apparently not. It's not like that everywhere. Like apparently spring football is not a thing, which is kind of a far cry because like South Carolina, we had it, right? In Georgia, I think they get to actually play and scrimmage against somebody in the spring, which is gnarly for me. The spring game not being an inter squad, being against another school. I think that's an awesome idea.
And you know what I really want to do? I don't think our rules allow it, but I want to do that as a buyout during school for a fundraiser. Right. So we had like wrestling has a match with Hillcrest High School in Simpsonville during the school day, and it's a fundraiser, right? And if you get a buyout at a school, kids are going to pay out the wazoo. I mean, they're paying like $2 to get out of school for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
They're going to pay it. And so I just think it'd be cool to get a lot of kids out there and get some good practice time too.
Yeah. Man,
that reminds another school.
During the school day, that reminds me, we host like basketball tournaments and stuff during the school day, right? We got track meets during the school day. It's a pretty common thing out here. But I'll never forget, it's like 3 or 4 years ago. I was coaching freshman basketball that year, and we're hosting our Christmas basketball tournament right there before Christmas break. And I think it was like maybe that first year after COVID where like you still had the flare ups with the variants and all this, that, and the other. So there was one day we had so many teachers out and not enough subs that the idea was certain classes will be in the competition gym during that particular period, right?
They just get a freebie.
They reported competition gym. We got a handful of people there that are taking attendance, that are supervising and all that. But like, we're not going to put them and separate them into all these classrooms that we can't put bodies in to supervise them. So we'll just have more bodies from the kids with a handful of supervisors. Anyway, long story short, this is happening at the same time as our basketball tournament. And I think I had a 9 a.m. freshman basketball game. And my freshman team that year was pretty, we're playing a team that like, I had a good feeling against, like I felt like we had the upper hand or whatever. We walk into that gym, Jack, at 9 a.m. on a Friday, and that place was packed out because so many teachers were out. So it is literally and you've seen our competition gym, like it is a good sized gym, and it was not an empty seat in the house. At 9 a.m., all the hot Cheetos were rolling, like people had just drank all their monsters and stuff, and we're about to tip off freshman basketball. And I may or may not have gotten a little too confident, and I had us in full court man-to-man out the gate and just pressing. And we got out to like a 15-point lead. And I'm telling you, that crowd was rocking. But you could tell that like those kids were like, oh my gosh, I've never played in front of this many people before. I mean, this gym's got like 1,000 people in it, 2,000 people in it. At 9 a.m., by the way. But we wound up winning, so it all worked out. But it was awesome. But yeah, to have that as a fundraiser, that'd be even better. We talked about that before. We were joking around before a Friday night football game one time that what if we just did this? We called it Big Noon Kickoff. and it's a Friday at noon, and we
That'd be
let
sweet.
every joker. I mean, we got 3,000 students, Jack. Like, I
Yeah.
guarantee you, nobody's staying in that schoolhouse if it's hey
No.
$5 and you get to go watch the football game.
Yeah, no, they'll
On
pay it.
top of all the people that would come anyway. I mean, I think our stadium holds like 10, 15,000 somewhere in there. I mean, that place would be packed out for sure.
It'd be yeah, and I mean there'll be kids making like black market deals. Hey, cash at me too, and I'll buy you some Takis and just give me $5, like pay for my way. You know, kids are swinging deals just to try to get to this
Scalping
buyout.
tickets, scalping tickets in the cafeteria.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean people would pay. I just read the things though. We can't charge admission for a spring practice or a spring game, so there goes the fundraiser thing. But I think it would still be cool
Yeah, it'd
just
be
to get
neat.
some reps against other people than your own team and have your school coming out. That kind of thing would be cool. But
Yeah, for us, spring practice is a huge, like you said, it's what's the first glimpse of this team going to look like without the guys that you just graduated, right? It's your 10th, 9th graders that you got on campus right now. And, you know, like you said, we get about 3 to 4 weeks worth of time with them, depending on how many days a week we go. We've got a window where we get X amount of practices, right? And so we've done it. Some years we'll do 4 practices a week. Last year, I actually liked it even better. We did 3 practices a week for about 5 weeks or so, just to kind of keep them fresh. We'd only go really heavy on contact one of those days of the week. The other days were like shells, polish up day. Usually we'd have our heavy team day on like Thursday. We get all that film, and then Friday we'll hit a lift. We'll watch all the film from the scrimmages and stuff like that. But it's a great time of evaluation. You got kind of your depth chart, right? You know, throughout the off season, you're kind of thinking, hey, these might be the guys that got a shot. You get spring football rolling. You get maybe that first scrimmage day or heavy team day where it's basically live action, and you realize the guy that you maybe had a little too much stock in ain't gonna be it, but maybe this guy you hadn't really thought about as much, like he's kind of showing some things. Just a huge time of evaluation and really seeing what you got as you enter into the summer. And now when you're having these conversations in the summer, you're like, well, hey, you remember in spring ball, like he really struggled with this, you know, it's something to keep in mind. But it's just a huge evaluator for us and installing our basic schemes as a defense and an offense. And we might be thinking we go odd or even. And then after spring ball, we're like, good Lord, we can't do that. We might be able to think we can play a lot of man. And after spring ball, you realize you're going to sit in cover 3 all night because we ain't got the dudes to be able to handle it, right? So,
yeah,
I mean, we just do a lot of evaluation, and it gives us something to reflect on as we kind of go through the summer and stuff. But
yeah, and the install part is really, it kind of brings everybody to the same base level, which if you got returners, they're kind of already going to know. I mean, they're high school kids, they'll forget. But they should kind of know, or at least your base packages, all that kind of stuff. But I guess you could look at it as like, from an educational standpoint, this is like your tier 1 instruction, right? So this is everybody all at once, and it kind of highlights the areas, like you said, where certain kids might need some of that tier 2 instruction, right? Or tier 3 instruction, where you need to dive in. This group needs some extra work in this drill or this aspect, whatever it may be. And then it also highlights some tier 3 kids that you really need to take time kind of one-on-one and work on some things too. But yeah, you're right, 100%. It's a great time for evaluation ahead of summer workouts, summer practice moving into the season. So
boom. Well, that is it, guys. Again, the text line. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, shoot, I didn't mean to kill 45 minutes there. We're gonna be rolling over on this one. That's all right, because we haven't even played today's Wordle yet, Jack. Now, do you want to share? Do you want to share it, or I got it pulled up right here?
I don't have it. I'm having to use this other computer because my MacBook cracked and this computer's awful.
Nah, you're good. Guys, 4th and Wordle, okay? We debuted this, was it last week, Jack? We debuted it on the podcast. So this is, if you've ever played Wordle, where you're guessing.
2 weeks
was it
ago,
2 episodes ago? This is all running together now. But you got your daily word that you're trying to guess in Wordle, right? Well, in Wordle, you were trying to guess a high school football program, and it's a random program. Got a full database from all over. Started off heavy, Texas, South Carolina, and then it kind of expanded from there. We got teams from everywhere now. But it's a random score every day. You start off with 100 points, okay? You get 5 clues if you keep missing. As you get a clue, it takes away 20 points. But we've also made some additions, Jack. I see down at the bottom, we've got where you can use some of your points to get other advantages, right? Help you, you know, you got to You got to scheme it up how you might be using them, right? That way you don't have to maybe lose 20. Maybe you can just use 5, right? Kind of keep your score a little higher.
Yeah.
Just some ways to kind of help the folks out that maybe aren't familiar with a school in Texas like we have here.
Bear with us now. This is new. The bottom portion's new, okay? And the way it works now is, we still have a batch of questions that we already had in the bank versus some that we're adding in. And so some of the older questions that are already in the bank, the code may struggle. Like some of them, I think a logo option, the stadium photo, some of them won't have those things, okay? So bear with us. It'll tell you if it has it or not. But just bear with us. Please let us know if there's issues. I'll be happy to fix them. That's kind of what we're here for, to get this thing ironed out and get it perfect. But yeah, that is a new feature we have now.
So here we go. April 1st. That's when we're recording this. So we got puzzle number 19 here. Jack, we've got a school in Texas is our first clue. Any guesses off the dome, or?
I'm just reading the input box or whatever. So let's go Allen.
Allen, all right.
Does it have? Yeah, let's go Allen. Huh?
Boom. North Texas suburb near Dallas-Fort Worth. Well, that's Allen too, but well, let's go ahead and try out maybe one of these new features. All right, let's do reveal. Let's do all vowels. Let's do reveal a letter.
Do one letter. Yeah,
let's do one letter for 5. Let's try to save those 5 points.
What do we got? Oh, that's a long one.
It's a long one. The second word starts with a C. Holy crap. It's right here.
Is it in the input thing? South Lake Carroll?
South Lake Carroll. Gotta be.
Are you kidding me?
Boom. 75 points. That worked out. We also now, too, guys, if you had to use some points, all right, you have a chance to gain some points back once your round is done by simply hitting that share button. Share your score out there. You add 5 points to your score, and then you can get put up on that leaderboard. You can drop your username. So folks will remember that you scored, whatever you did. I don't know if 75 is going to get the job done right here. Looks like somebody got a perfect score today.
Oh, and they're anonymous. Come on, Mal. Put your name on there. Let us give you a shout out.
Yeah, I was about to say. Let's post that up there. All right, so we got that 75 gave us 3rd place. All right, not too bad.
I'll take it.
Not too bad. So that is 4th in the world, guys. It updates every day. Tell your friends, tell your coaching buddies. All right, if you're football junkies like us and just really intrigued about, some different spots, learning some different things, right? It might be the game for you. So now, Jack, all right, a couple tabs I had to share. Did you see this story? This is from Texas Football Life on Twitter. There's a school district out here in Texas, okay? Plains High School in far west Texas is building a $21 million state-of-the-art field house as part of a voter-approved bond election. The school has 135 students.
Wait, what was the amount?
So the entire high school has got 135 students.
Yeah.
Plains High School in far west Texas. This field house and all of its amenities is going to be $21 million.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. 21 mil. So
How?
I was reading a little bit of background, and from what I gathered from reading some of the articles was, West Texas, you think of oil money, right? I mean, Texas Tech is blown up with the NIL here in the last few years because they got oil money. You know what I mean? So I think Plains High School in that area maybe is going through some kind of a little boom. Maybe they struck oil or whatever. They know there's going to be a lot of money coming to the area here in the next foreseeable future related to oil or natural resources, something like that. And so from what I was reading in this article, they're trying to go ahead and get ahead of this growth and already have this voter bond put in place. So as this growth comes in, that they're maximizing the tax revenue as more people move to the town and stuff like that. But basically, if a bunch of people move there and then they try to pass something, people probably don't want their property taxes raised, right? Because maybe they got a new build or whatever. And so they're going to vote that down. But if they already have it in place and then all the new influx happens, they're going to have to pay it no matter what. So again, apparently I was reading they've had nothing done to the football facility and all that since like the 50s, I think is what I read. I could be remembering wrong. So it's a way to get caught up, get ahead, and then with this little boom that they might be going through, really setting their student athletes up. But $21 million for a sick looking field house right off the back of their end zone. I think it said it was going to have obviously locker rooms, equipment rooms, eating spaces, I think kitchens, things like team rooms, things like that. But yeah, school only has 135 students. I thought that was wild.
That's insane. Like, good for him. I ain't mad at you, but
I am mad. It's sick.
that's just nuts, though.
Speaking of nuts, all right. Now we did about a year ago, probably. We did an entire episode. Yeah, pause. We did an entire episode on strange high school mascots. All right. Well, it's about that time of the year again, I guess. It's getting a little, all the media outlets and stuff are getting stir crazy. We're getting stir crazy, right? So I saw this new post. This is again from Texas Football Life on X, but they had the strangest Texas high school football mascots. Now, some of these we talked about on that last episode we did about a year ago, but I wanted to revisit some of these because some of these we didn't even get to see. Jack, are any of these standing out?
Jackrabbits.
Yeah, I was about to say the Forney Jackrabbits. I can't believe that's one of the strangest high school mascots. I mean,
it's pretty wild. I mean,
different.
It's an animal, but like
South Dakota
different.
State is the Jackrabbits. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it's not like
That's
I
true.
haven't ever. There's your favorite, Jack, the Mesquite Skeeters.
The Mesquite Skeeters.
The
Skeeters. I gotta buy a shirt. I gotta buy a shirt.
All right, so going through the list here, we have the Kerrville Tivy Antlers is their mascot.
I could tell you one that I saw the Exporters concerned about that one, as well as Robstown and the fact that they're right next to each other.
We talked about that one. I remember Robstown. Those are the cotton
pickers.
Cotton pickers, that's right.
Right above the Exporters, which is concerning. What is a VOK? VOK. San Antonio Lanier? Is that right?
San Antonio Lanier, the Vox? I'm not sure.
Yes. What is a VOK?
Hey, I don't know. Somebody that might be familiar with the San Antonio area, maybe they can chime in. How about the Hereford White Faces? We talked about that one on the last episode, Jack. It's a cow.
Wait, which one?
Right here under the Wampus Cats. 2 down from your Vox in San Antonio.
White Faces.
The White Faces. It stands for a cow, but, you know, if you're just kind of glancing, you're like double taking. How about I remember the Amarillo Sandies. Jack, you remember when they did the coin flip to get into the playoffs?
Yeah.
That was the Amarillo Sandies right there. How about the Monday Moguls right under the Forney Jackrabbits right there?
Moguls, that's pretty solid.
That's
the Monday.
Monday, interesting name. It's got to be somebody's last name or something.
I hope so.
I mean, I remember talking about the Gobblers. I remember talking about, obviously, the Cotton Pickers is interesting. The Winners Blizzards. We talked about that with Coach Wiggins on that episode we did with him a few weeks back. So, I mean, there's been some new ones that I don't remember seeing before. I remember the Stingarees. Parrots. Actually, I think we talked about the Parrots.
Gobblers. Is that a turkey?
The Cuero Gobblers. Yep. It's got to be a turkey, right?
Hippos.
We talked about the Rock Crushers we did not talk about. The Nippa Rock Crushers. That's an interesting one.
Did we talk about the Battling Billies? We had the Bees. That was in
Ohio. The Battling Billies in Fredericksburg. No, we didn't talk about them. I got to hear what a billy is. A billy goat, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
The Mules. The Mule Shoe Mules. Yeah, there's some winners.
Central
How about
Catholic
this one, right?
Buttons?
Bottom right here. The Cameron Yeoman.
Is that like Yemen?
Yeoman?
Yeoman?
Or what about right above them? The Rotan Yellowhammers?
Yeah, that's very specific.
Very specific hammer that they're working with.
Very specific.
Here's the whole reason I pulled this list up, because I see the top comment. All right.
God.
I see the top comment that somebody threw out that they're surprised. This is Jeff on Twitter. He said, "I'm surprised Frisco High School didn't make this list." And it's a water tower. Okay. For the folks that don't know, Frisco, their mascot is a raccoon. Okay. But on the water tower, it says Frisco, home of the Fighting Coons. I saw that one and instantly was like, yeah, that's
dicey.
That's dicey right there. How about Killeen right here? Okay. Killeen is the Kangaroos.
Kind of like the Kangaroos. I don't know
Kangaroos
why,
pretty
but
cool. I've seen another school out here in Texas that's the Kangaroos. I think Joshua High School. I think they're the Kangaroos as well. So there's some interesting ones out here, man. But I saw that list and it just brought me back to last year when we did that episode. And then there was a few on here that I know we didn't talk about back then. But
dude, these T-shirts are killing me. I'm buying one right now for the Skeeters.
the
And
Mesquite
just
Skeeters.
the quotes are like the designs on the. It's the same ones that everybody else has. Like we have one that says "in my Mustang era," and so of course it says "in my Skeeter era." We are okay. That one says Mesquite at least, but I mean you can get some crazy
Yeah. Maybe just
designs.
maybe hold a black light up to it. I don't know. All right.
At least I want one that says "I'm a Skeeter."
Skeeter Nation. That'd be a good one.
A Skeeter strong.
Skeeter strong, baby.
Skeeter pride. Skeeter Nation. Oh, Skeeter Nation's solid.
If they don't run out to their games listening to the windows, to the walls,
Oh my God, Skeeter in training.
I might buy that for my kids.
That's a great one. Yeah,
Well, man,
I'm
I
buying
think
one of
we're
these.
losing track of time. Jack, it is time for Team of the Week. All right, we are here live from my studio in my kids' old playroom in Jack's man cave. All right, with our Team of the Week for episode 53, starting off year 2 of the podcast. Remember, guys, you can go to fourthandward.com. That's the number 4, THANDWARD, and you can nominate teams to join the dang near 60 teams that are on the Team of the Week wheel now. And they can have their chance to be featured. We can learn a little bit about them and see what they're all about. But if you've already forgotten and never listened to an episode before, it is brought to you by the Gridiron Spice Company. Use that code 4th and Ward, the number 4, THANDWARD at gridironspicecode.com to get 10% off your order and tackle your taste buds. Jack, we got the wheel.
It's working. I've tested it. We are good.
All right.
We shouldn't have any of the, last week I think it landed on one school and it presented another school.
Yeah.
That's fixed. We're good. Fingers crossed. I just tested it earlier, so we should be all right.
Let's see it.
I did add some dramatic effects, so it's gonna spin for a minute. It's like a legit spin here. Get some drama going.
Well, it's going to slowly.
Yeah, it'll slow down here in a second. Just give it a minute. It's getting there. Don't
You
worry.
had that thing turned on.
Here it is. It's slowing down. It's like a legit wheel.
I was about to say, yeah.
I need to make this text bigger. I can't even read.
One more.
Come on. Wait, what we got?
Euless Trinity.
Euless Trinity High
Euless
School.
Trinity. That's a Texas school, all right? If I'm remembering right, Jack, do you remember the mid-2000s Under Armour commercials? I think it was.
Check this house.
Where they had the team
Click, clack.
They had the team of Hawaiians doing the haka.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about 98% sure that's Euless Trinity.
I can't lie. I'm a little disappointed it didn't land on Big Walnut, but they'll have their time.
Their time
at
will
some
come.
point.
Your time's coming. All right, so Euless Trinity High School, from not too far from where I'm at, Jack. They're kind of west of Dallas a little bit, if I'm remembering my geography right. It's out there in Euless, Texas.
Where is that? Just so I can.
I think it's west of Dallas, in between Dallas and Fort Worth. Out there near, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there near the airport, right in between Dallas and Fort Worth. But yeah, I'm fairly certain that they're the team that does the haka, and the whole team is getting after it, dancing pregame. It's going to be bad if I had all this wrong. But they always got some dudes. I want to say they have like a higher Polynesian population out there. Like, I don't know what happened in history. So 8-3 this year. They finished third in their district. All right. They played Midland Legacy, who I think was a former team of the week. They got South Lake
Believe
Carroll.
so.
Today's Fourth and Wardle took care of them. Midland Legacy, Midland Lee, as I like to call them, is what they're known for, to be in history. They got the dub over them. Timber Creek, Keller High, VR Eaton, which is another former team of the week, Jack.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they beat them in overtime. Justin Northwest, they got a huge dub over them. Jack, Justin Northwest is actually right beside or right over near the Texas Motor Speedway. I was driving through there not too long ago when I was heading out to Abilene for that state powerlifting meet. So, so Euless Trinity. Now, what we got to get to the bottom of, Jack, is do they do the Haka pregame?
Let me look here real quick and just see. I don't know if Max Preps is glitching or is this computer. It might be this computer struggling right now. Wait, where are you at?
I'm right here.
No, you're on a different. No, it was on a different tab. I was tripping. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not seeing. Maybe. Oh yeah. This might be the team. All right, so Euless Trinity.
About to say we're in for a treat. Yeah,
What do you
look
wanna
up
see?
Euless
The
Trinity
Haka?
Haka. HAKA. Yeah, look up the Haka.
Yeah.
Yes,
Holy crap.
gotta love ads.
Are you sure your tax
Do your
expert
taxes,
is
guys.
I think the deadline's getting close.
I think it already passed. All right, here we go.
Boom, here we go.
Go ahead and tell you.
Euless Trinity's pregame
51 is a big old boy.
the Haka.
Once a unit, I'm telling you, they got some dudes out there.
I mean, this is like choreographed. That was
This
it.
is it. No, man, they got a full
Oh, they're
deal.
just getting right.
I think this is.
They got the kids doing it in the background too.
I'm telling you, dude.
Go ahead and tell you. If I walk out pregame and I see the other team doing that, that's
We're
tough.
done, boys. We're done.
That's
Man.
tough. Get,
Yeah, dude,
get your licks in, kids. Like this is.
Yeah, get your links in, get your money's worth. But piss running down your leg a little bit. Need a change of drawers.
That is insane.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Euless Trinity might be one of my favorite teams of the week so far that we've had, just for that very reason right there. Man, the folks that are just listening to the podcast are probably going to be like, what the heck is going on? All right, so we're back on Texas Bob, checking out their stadium. That picture might be a
So is
little
this a
dated.
district
That
stadium?
might be it, actually. All right, so it says it opened in 2000. Trinity ISD. I can't remember if they're the only school in their district.
I mean, they got their logo and stuff on the field, so
Yeah, so
Trinity
they might
Tigers.
be.
So I mean,
They might be a one-horse town. But yeah, I mean, not a bad little. I mean, it's a little dated, I would say. But let's see if there's any updated pictures on Google or something. Maybe Texas Bob needs to update his. I done lost track. Were they actually the Tigers? Was that their mascot? I
I
guess I
thought they
just
were the
figured.
Trojans.
Yeah, so maybe they have more than one team in their district, more than one school, and they share the stadium.
All right. Well, this is looks like a renovation.
Looks like put turf in. This is a different. There's an indoor. Looks like off the end zone. But now this field we're looking at is blank. Sick baseball field back there though. So they got a bunch of new stuff done to their athletics complex. Yeah, I don't know if anybody out there is listening familiar with the Euless Trinity's stadium. I'm interested to see if we're looking at the right one. Maybe they used to share and now they have two.
All right. Stadium locations. Pennington Field. Okay. All right. Yeah. So now it looks like they all have their own. So we need to look for Pennington Field.
All right. Okay.
See if this helps at all. Okay. All right.
This is okay. Yeah, we got some reserve seating now right there at the 50 with the seat backs. We got a little section of bleachers off the back there. It don't have a track either.
No, it don't.
No
But
track.
who is this other?
LD Bell. So they share a stadium with LD
Okay.
Bell. I've heard of them as
Okay.
well. They're in that same area.
That
They
makes
share the
sense then.
stadium. Okay. We got 12,500 seats.
Wow. That press box looks nice.
It looks like they've added another section to the end zone bleachers. Now it's got like a horseshoe almost shape.
Yeah.
No track. All right. And yeah, this is a setup. This is a team that does the haka, and they're playing in a venue like this.
Yeah.
This is making a lot more sense. I'm fairly certain that they were in some kind of like Under Armour commercial or something. Look up
Let's see if
Euless.
we can find it.
Yeah, look up Euless Trinity commercial. I mean, I'm just getting like something in my brain's telling me I saw him on TV before I
can't
even.
spell.
No, that's not it.
It's a Gatorade commercial.
Was it a Gatorade commercial? Euless Trinity has a Gatorade commercial. Okay, we're getting there. That's it. That's it.
Dude, they got one of the OG Gatorade commercials with the colored
I'm telling you, it
sweat.
was like a core childhood memory. Like I remember like some kind of commercial where I saw these dudes out there and I'm like, good Lord, who is that school? And I think I remember Googling them. I mean, this is like, 25 years ago probably when I had to go to the computer lab in elementary school. Now I'm in there looking up like high school football team names. But man, Euless Trinity, what a team of the week, Jack. I know they're not too far from me, but this is a winner, man. They got a lot of tradition. They got their own Gatorade commercial.
This is all you needed to know. They had pro combat uniforms back in the day, so that tells you kind of.
Yeah, that tells you anything.
It looks like they're still Nike.
Well,
now they've gone to this kind of.
I think for a while there, they were like having to go toe to toe with Allen during the Kyler Murray years. I think that was always like one of the biggest games of the playoffs was Trinity playing Allen, if I'm remembering right. So we got some grays, got the white uniforms. All black is a clean look.
I think the gray one might be older. Where was the gray one at?
Oh, we lost it now. Right there.
Oh, that might be. That looks older. I can't tell. It's getting hard to tell, but I think this is their current. Like just solid black on.
That's 2023, I think it says.
There's tools for this. Yeah, so this looks like their color now. Just a solid. I mean, that's a hard look. I ain't even.
That's a hard look, especially when dudes are out there with war paint on doing the haka. That's pretty legit there. Well, this has been one of my favorite teams of the week. Just a lot of, Gatorade commercials, haka before the game, good uniforms, good stadium. Trinity, the Trojans, man, episode 53, team of the week. Yeah, and it was one to remember. Guys, as always, we appreciate y'all's time. We are up. I got to get to bed. I got to work tomorrow. Jack's got spring break. Maybe he can hang out a little bit longer if he wants, but I got to call it a night. I'm wore out from this Passover we did tonight. But if you're still listening, happy Easter, everybody. Remember the reason for the season, and we'll see y'all next time. Stay golden.
You locked in now with the fourth and wall. Fourth and wall. Adam, Jay, Texas, Carolina, we out.